All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Health Corner. This is for people that are in the gig economy, fast paced, busy lifestyle. I'm your host, Tony. You're going to see right now, I have Pinterest up, which is a great source for this type of things where you can kind of see people that are sharing their recipes. And there's so many of them online. Therefore, you want to actually download and have the nutritional guide list at your side. You want to try to memorize things that are on there. So, therefore, if somebody were to throw out something that is not pertaining to the actual list that he mentioned, then he's like he said, don't eat it. The foods that he has researched over 50 years as an herbalist, he knows which foods that are high in iron and minerals. But when we're eating a lot of dead foods, we're getting the opposite of that. This is why people are drinking, let's say, caffeine and things of that nature to try to keep their energy levels up. They're not getting enough rest and not sleeping very well. There's a whole list of things. But right now, this topic is going to be more or less of how to transition. So let's go ahead and go into it. So you see this right here, right now, where it says electric tacos. So this person right here has, and this is Dr. Sebi Cell Food. So what's nice about this here is that they're sharing some ingredients. So they have down here 1 cup of garbanzo beans cooked, 2 avocados, 1 small onion, 1 bell pepper, 2 tomatoes, half a lime, spelt flour tortillas, okay, cilantro for taste. Okay, so cilantro to taste and pure sea salt to taste. And then right here it gives us the instructions. Chop the tomato, bell pepper, onion into a small pieces. Mash the avocado and mix with vegetables. Sprinkle pure sea salt to taste. Warm the garbanzo bean and the spelt flour tortilla. Set up the taco and add guacamole. Garnish with cilantro. We have the alkaline berry smoothie. So, and I made smoothies before, but I'm sharing with you guys. That way you can actually see firsthand on how to do this stuff. So therefore, alkaline berry smoothie. Ingredients: 2 teaspoons of hemp seed, 2 cups of spring water, 1/8 teaspoon of sea salt, 2 teaspoons of agave, 1 cup of berries, any variety except cranberries. Here's one for alkaline burger. Let's go into this one as well. So you see the garbanzo bean soaked. He got 1 cup of mushroom, 1/4 cup of quinoa, one fourth cup of onions, 1/4 cup of garbanzo bean flour, and 1/4 cup of peppers. It says here, don't forget to add your desired alkaline seasoning. So if you remember on his list, he goes over with the seasonings that we're allowed to use in order for it to be alkaline. Blend all the ingredients in the food processor. You can mold and fry on a frying pan or bake in the oven. So here it is. It's kind of giving you some outlines, and this is what the final product looks like, obviously, afterwards. So again, these are people that are sharing how to do this stuff. Mushroom meatballs, 8 ounces of mushrooms, 1 cup of water, half cup of quinoa, uncooked, half of onion, half a teaspoon of onion powder, half teaspoon of basil, half teaspoon of oregano, teaspoon of sea salt. So this is another recipe here that we can actually make. And I love avocado cucumber salad as well, tomato salad. This is another one right here. I'm going to try to zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. Okay. There it is right here. So this is the avocado cucumber tomato salad. Here's the fresh ingredients. If you're buying organic, you're going to be on another level. Ingredients: 2 avocados, half cup of cilantro. There it is again, cilantro. 1 cucumber, half lime, half red tomato, 1 Roma tomato. Now, again, if you read Dr. Sebi's list, Dr. Sebi did not say about the Roma tomatoes or the beefsteak tomatoes. The only ones he recommended was the cherry tomatoes. A dash of cayenne. Guess what? Cayenne is on the list. Sea salt is on the list. Again, these are all alkaline other than the Roma tomatoes, but the cherry tomatoes are. And then right here, cut up the vegetables and herbs, add salt, pepper, and squeeze lemon. When you're looking at it, instead of me using pepper, what I like to use, I use black seed pepper. That's the one I use, the black seed powder versus the pepper. And that's just for me. But other than that, I said squeeze a lemon. Now, anybody read Dr. Sebi food list, lemon is not on the list. Lime is, not lemon. Cinnamon, apple, quinoa breakfast. Now, again, Dr. Sebi talked against cinnamon. Minus the cinnamon, we can just put the apples, the quinoa in here, and really still have a wonderful breakfast. And this is how you do it: 2 large apples, and then they got down here honey. Remember again, they didn't read his list. If you really want to do this thing right, and if you would have memorized the list, there should be only 2 sugars that he talked about that are natural. One is agave, and the second one is date sugar. Anything else, you don't want it. So minus the honey and put agave or date sugar. Date sugar. All right. Half cup of quinoa food. You can make Mexican food and you can have a great time with it. Here's a list here. It says Mexican quinoa salad. Now, see right here. Now the avocados, that's very big in Mexican culture. Mexican culture like to use a lot of beans, especially black beans. So we separate the black beans. What are we going to put in here? We're going to put the chickpeas in here instead. We're going to go ahead and do the other one, 2 handfuls of cilantro, 1 it says here now 1 cob cooked corn. We're not going, because they use a lot of corn in their culture. Now anybody that studied Dr. Sebi know that corn does not have any type of nutritional value when it comes down to it being alkaline. It's another man-made product. Corn comes out the same way that when you eat it, because the body don't know what to do with it. Can't break it down, because they put corn in everything. Corn is a filler. It's cheap. They put it in gasoline. They put it in everything. So this is why we were told to stay away from corn. They have 2 tomatoes. You can put cherry tomatoes in there instead. 1 cup of quinoa, baking spices, 1 pepper, 1 salt. I use black seed pepper and sea salt instead of the regular salt. Remember they said you can make your own granola bars? Here it is, right here. You make your own granola. 2 cups of spelt flakes, half cup of chopped dried seeded fruit, half cup of chopped walnuts, 1/4 cup of hemp pumpkin seeds. Now let's go back to the list. Now I already know this answer, but let's go back to the list. Now if you notice here, look at the nuts that he recommends. Now do you see anything when it come down to pumpkin seed? If anybody that read Dr. Sebi's or listened to his lectures, he gave all kind of reasons to stay away from pumpkin seed. So you can make your own spelt granola. You don't have to go out here and buy this crap that they have, because you know it ain't going to be right. When you're buying processed foods, it's not going to be right. But this is how we can get back our health. It's going to take some discipline making this stuff. Because as you can see, I live here in Detroit, Michigan. In Detroit, Michigan, we're slowly coming up with vegan and vegetarian restaurants and all that stuff. Downtown Detroit, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Lansing, Michigan, out in the suburbs. I'm seeing quinoa on some of the hot places. Whole Foods has it. Plum Market has it. They have some of these stuff. Fresh Time. They have some of these poke bowl restaurants that they're having the quinoa. They're not there yet. They still have a lot of processed food. So if you have to go to some of these places, remember I said before, take your nutritional guide list that I showed you guys, which is right here. Have this in your car, the physical copy. Take this into the store with you. And when you buy your, let's say, cold bar salad, this is what you should have. So therefore, if all fails, or if you really don't know, or if you're pressed for time, you can make yourself a big, giant salad. And that way you can transition off of stuff. Now, it's going to take you some time, that those are meat eaters. It's going to be some challenges in regards to that, because we come from a culture eating a lot of meat. But when you're transitioning off, my best advice would be, of course, grass-fed meats that you can prepare at home. And then not only that, real lean type of meats, which is chicken, which is turkey, things of that nature, to kind of wean yourself off. Because again, I don't expect for you to go cold turkey. But if you look at his list, and he has it right here, you should also have these herbs that he talked about. You should have your sea moss. You should have your bladderwrack root. You should have your Nepal cactus. You should have your nettle leaf. You should have your burdock. You should have these main key ingredients. You can actually cook with these as well too. This is what's nice about it. This is why the East Indians say we eat our medicine. We should be eating our medicine. Our medicine, what we eat, contributes a lot to our health, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you guys for listening again. You kind of get the gist of it here. I said I was going to put something more comprehensive regards to this. And this is what I love about Pinterest. Because again, we can look and see people are sharing their recipes. And it may not be, some of them may not be of their own recipes, but they're sharing information, ladies and gentlemen. Utilize this information. This is a powerful tool here, because we can actually see by looking at this stuff. And this is a person that had it broken down right here. All this stuff right here, because I know Dr. Sebi's list by heart. This person here, this lines up to what Dr. Sebi was talking about. For the most part of it. For the most part of it. So here's the sea moss right here. Now, how we want to, let's say, look at the list. This is how we research. Now, again, I know what's on the list, but I just want to kind of show you guys and see, do you see what they're talking about and what's on this list? So you can kind of go down through here. Remember we said before, if it's not on the list, we don't mess with it. And then if you go back here, and you go back over here again. Now, this is on the list. Watercress is on the list. Check this out. Sea moss remove heavy metals. This is stuff that Dr. Sebi was talking about. So, to get the heavy metals out of your body, sea moss is going to do it. Sea moss have 92 minerals in the sea moss alone. This is why Dr. Sebi said if you take the sea moss and the bladderwrack, it's 102 minerals. You can cook with this stuff too. I got powder. I've actually bought it raw too, but it's a seaweed and things. But people in the West Indies use this a lot right here. This is what you want. So you should be using this as a supplement every day. When you're taking real supplements like this, sea moss removes mucus as well as remove heavy metals and things. But I thank you guys for watching and things. All right, y'all take care of yourself. See you in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe and things. Therefore, I'm going to put out very, very great content, quality content, where people can benefit from this and make a lifestyle change. Once again, I thank you guys for listening to me. Again, my name is Tony, your host with the Health Corner for gig workers, or people that's in a gig job, gig workers. Peace.